Howdy and welcome. I'm J.L. Hill. I am a commercial truck driving instructor here at Alvin Community College. I'm also a commercial truck driving instructor at the Houston Community College. More importantly, I am a Texas trained and certified CDL examiner, third-party examiner they call us. We don't actually work for DPS, but I can administer all three tests it takes for you to get your CDL on behalf of DPS. Okay? Well, let's get started. Going to draw first. See what part of the truck you're going to get, A, B, C, or full. But we don't know what you're going to get, so we're not going to do the whole truck. Okay? We're going to start with Form A. Form A, I'm going to tell you, is the front of the truck, engine compartment, steering component, front driver side axle. That is Form A, and you'll tell me when you get done. Okay? Now, you're going to be instructed to do the driver's side only. Unless something's unique to the other side, you must inspect that also. Of course, on the engine, there will be something unique. Okay? This is a new version of our video. We got to update it a little bit. It'll always be update, current. Well, let's get started. I'm going to use some acronyms. I'll make it a little easier, I think, doing acronyms. Everything on the truck is properly mounted secured. That means it's mounted to the frame one way or another. So you're going to tell me everything you point to and touch, properly mounted secured. Okay? That covers hinges, it covers straps, nuts, bolts, anything. Everything's attached. So you're going to tell me properly mounted secured for everything you touch. Okay? Now you're going to be instructed to use a pointer, use your finger, use a stick, use a fishing pole. It don't matter what you use. You're going to touch, point to what you're expecting, and tell me what you're examining on each item. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and start it again. PMS. Anything that's metal, not cracked, bent, or broken. Anything that's metal, not cracked, bent, or broken. Any rubber, hoses, windshield wiper flags, airbags, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. Okay? And glass, windshield, headlights, anything that's glass, tail lights. Okay, they're clean and clear, they're not cracked or broken. So by using those acronyms, you can do the whole truck. Okay, let's get started then. We're going to do Form A. Okay, remember we're going to do the front of the truck first. I'll usually point down here to start with, because we're doing the engine compartment. So if something's leaking back down there that you can't see, how do you know it's not leaking? Well, I looked under here, there's no pools or puddles indicating a leak from the engine. Okay? And we'll go up here and start at the top. Those are my clearance lights. They're properly mounted secured, they're clean, clear, not cracked or broken, they're amber in color. This is my headlight. High beam, low beam, it's properly mounted secured. Okay, clean, clear, not cracked or broken. There is a reflective material in here. Maybe we're looking for a reflective material. This is my indicator light on the side here, right here. It's properly mounted secured. Okay, clean, clear, not cracked or broken. It is amber in color. This over here, this amber color is also a reflective material. Okay. When you do that, walk over here and say, I'll do this one the same way. That's all you have to say. Okay. The only thing I care about on this side, this is a Detroit diesel engine. This is a Freightliner Cascadia truck. So on this Detroit diesel, the only thing on this side we care about is that right there. That's my alternator. Properly mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. How do I know it's an alternator? Well, it's a motor. There's wires. These are the wires. There's no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. They all have a vent. So a motor has to have a vent. And it is belt driven. Tell me it's belt driven. My belt, no abrasion, bulges, or cut, cannot push it more than 3/4 of an inch. Now we'll go to the other side. Be careful of these things. They'll hit you right in the forehead. It's going to hurt. Be careful of them. Don't run into them. Okay. Everything else on the engine is on this side. So we're going to start at the top. We'll start at the top. Do the little onesie, twosie things before we get to the systems that have all the components to them. So this is my coolant reservoir. It's properly mounted secured. It's not cracked or broken. It has no leaks. It's filled to manufacturer specification. We can say maximum, minimum. It's marked there on the side. These are my caps, both of them. That's both of them. They're properly mounted and secured. These are the hoses, right here and right here. They're properly mounted and secured. There's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on them, and there's no leaks. Okay, right down here, that's a water pump. Okay, how do you know it's a water pump? They're all different in different places. If you follow this hose, right along here, that hose goes right to the water pump. Okay, follow the hose, here's the water pump right here. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, there's no leaks. This water pump is belt driven. Here's the belt, right there. Properly mounted and secured, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. Cannot push it more than 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Here is my oil dipstick. Okay, this is where I check my oil. I pull it out, wipe it off, put it back in, pull it out. Between add and full, if you need to add oil, this is where it add the oil right there. Okay, so don't pull this out, just tell me about it. Okay, let's get started down here. This is the steering column. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Cannot move it more than 10 degrees. If you could, you have a problem with this U-joint, maybe both of them. Okay. Okay, let's get started with the fluid side of the power steering. Power steering's in 2-step. All this fluid stuff, and then the steering linkage. So this is my power steering reservoir. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked or broken. Filled to manufacturer specification, or between mat and full. Okay, these are my caps. That's both of them. They're all both properly mounted and secured. These are hoses coming off my power steering. There's 3 of them, one there, one here, one here. This one here is the important one. If you follow this back all the way down there, you know you can't see it. Down there is my power steering pump, okay? And right behind it, always, these 2 guys are always together. Right behind it, down there, is my air compressor. So my power steering pump is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It is gear driven. My air compressor is properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It is also gear driven. Okay, so what else has fluid in it? Now this guy right here. This is my steering gearbox, or power steering gearbox. Okay, it's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Has no leaks. Okay, that's all of that side of the steering. You get a point for it. Now we're going to do our steering linkage. I like to do it like this. Makes it a little easier. To do the magic wand thing. Okay, this is my 3-piece steering linkage. Going way back here, up to here. My 3-piece steering linkage. They're all properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. This is my pitman arm. Okay, this is my drag link. Right here going crossways. Right here is my tie rod. Okay. They're all 3 held in place by castle nuts and cotter pins. There's one here, there's one there, and there's one right here. There's 3 of them, castle nuts and cotter pins, okay? Let's do our suspension next, and we're right here. This is my front spring hanger or spring mount. It's properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Just point back there and say, oh, I'll do the rear one the same way, okay? These are my leaf springs. There's 2 of them. Makes it leaf springs. They're properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. They're not scissored or shifted, which would indicate maybe they're broken or maybe they're loose. These are my 2 U-bolts. All leaf springs are hooked to the axle with 2 U-bolts. Here they are. Tell me there's 2 U-bolts. They're properly mounted and secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. The thing left on suspension is this guy here. This is my shock absorber. Okay, it's properly mounted and secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. There's no leaks. Thing has hydraulic fluid in it. If it leaks, it'd be right there. Okay. All right. Now let's do our brakes. We got air brakes, of course. This is my air brake line right here. Okay, it's properly mounted and secured. It has no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. It has no leaks. This is my brake chamber and clamp. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It has no leaks. This is my slack adjuster and push rod. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. With the brakes released, cannot pull it more than 1 inch. Okay. Just a side note, if what this thing does, when you got your brake shoe or your brake material and your brake drum, when you start out, that's the brake drum or brake material is that thick. As it wears down, it's that thick. Okay. So if you don't have some way to adjust it, it's going to be sitting up here, and you hit the brakes, you have this hesitation. This guy here, slack adjuster, keeps that slack out, That brake drum is always right there. The brake material is all right there next to the brake drum. Okay, so here, back here, this is my brake drum. Get it? That's my brake drum. Okay, it's proper mounted here. Not cracked, bent, or broken. This is my brake liner right here. The brake material, whatever you want to call it. It's proper mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Has no oil or grease on it. You don't want one side of your brakes to stop and this side not, so make sure it has no oil or grease on it, okay? That's all of that. Then we're going to do our tire, okay? It's my tire, okay? Proper mounted secure, no abrasion, bulges or cuts. That's all three sides. Worn level. Has to be at least 4/32 tread depth on this tire. That cannot be a recap. Okay? Let's finish that up. Here's the valve stem. Proper mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. They're always metal on these big trucks. This is where I check my air pressure with a gauge. Air in this tire should be 95 to 105 psi. This is a rim. Proper mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Has no illegal welds on it. The illegal, you cannot weld a rim. I don't know who'd want to, but don't do it. This is my lug nuts all the way around. They're all present. They're proper mounted secure, they're cracked, bent, or broken. There's no shiny spots or rust streaks around it to indicate one of these guys might be loose. This is my hub seal. It's proper mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. Has oil in it, so there's no leaks. If I need to check the oil, I do it right here with this plug. Don't pull that out. If you pull it out, you may not get back in right and may leak forever. So that's the end of A. Okay, now if you do Form B, the examiner's going to tell you what to do the tractor. From the driver's side door fuel tank area, the back of the tractor, one axle. We have to use our front axle in this case because we only have one drive axle, so it's just like a hot spring. So we're going to start right here. My mirror bracket, proper mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. I don't care about this part now. We'll do that in cab. I'm going to make sure this is not broken, dangling, usable when we get ready to use it, okay? This is my door, proper mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It opens and closes. This is my door seal, door gasket, weather seal, whatever you want to call it. It's proper mounted secure, it has no abrasions, bumps, and cuts on it. And here, this truck has a DEF fluid system. Here's the DEF fluid tank. Proper mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It has no leaks. You can tell it's DEF because it's everything blue. DEF cap blue, DEF pump at the truck stop blue, everything blue. And besides it has DEF on it. So this is my DEF fluid cap. It's properly mounted secured. Inside is a gasket. It has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. This we're going to call our safety chain. Okay, so you don't lose your cap. Okay, these are my steps. That's both of them. They're properly mounted secured. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. They have no loose debris on them. Get debris on here and trip. It doesn't look very far down, but if you land on your elbow, you might not use that elbow for a long time. Make sure there's no loose debris on it, okay? This is my fuel tank. Don't call it a gas tank. My fuel tank is properly mounted secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. It has no leaks on it. This is my fuel cap. Properly mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Inside it is also a gasket inside there. It has no abrasion, bulges, or cuts on it. And inside there also is a safety chain so you don't lose this cap. Alright, let's go back here. We'll get started here. This is my catwalk and steps. That's both of them. Proper mounted here, not cracked, bent, or broken. Again, no loose debris. Don't want anybody falling over here. Okay? This is my under here, hard to see, big old round thing there, right there. That's my drive shaft right there, okay? So it's proper mounted secure, not cracked, bent, or broken. It has no illegal welds on it. Right on the back of it, right here, can't see it hardly, is a big old U-joint, okay? big old U-joint is properly manicured and it's not cracked, bent, or broken, and has nothing lodged in there, and it is lubricated. Okay. Now this is our frame. This is what everything mounts to, one way or another. So this frame is not properly manicured, but it is no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. Okay, no illegal welds on it. This is a cross member, properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Okay. Now let's go back here. We're going to do our under the truck stuff. This is my, again, spring hanger, spring mount. Doesn't look like the front one. That's what it is. My front one is properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Back there is my rear one. I will do the rear one the same way as the front one. That's all you have to say, okay? Now, what we're hooked up to down here is our leaf springs. Okay, there's two of them, makes them leaf springs. So they're properly manicured, they're not cracked, bent, or broken, they're not shifted or scissored. Right back here, remember, right back here, there's always two U-bolts holding leaf springs to the axle. And there they are right there. My two U-bolts are properly manicured, they're not cracked, bent, or broken. Okay, what's left on suspension? Well, we got a shock absorber right there, big old shock absorber. See it? Properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken, has no leaks. This thing has hydraulic fluid in it. And behind it, okay, so behind that big old shock absorber is an airbag right here. Okay, it has metal on the top and bottom brackets. They're properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken. This airbag is rubber, so it has no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, and it has no leaks. All right, let's go on. We'll do our brakes. This is two brakes back here. There's air lines up here. There's two of them. There's my two air lines. They're properly manicured, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, and there's no leaks in them. This is a double or dual brake chamber with clamps. They're properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and there's no leaks on it. Remember, on the back of every brake chamber, no matter what it looks like, is a push rod and a slack adjuster. There it is. Okay, it doesn't look like one up front. This is my slack adjuster and push rod. The brake's released, I cannot pull that more than 1 inch. Okay, what we got left on brakes? Well, up under here, you can't really see much. Got a dust cover on it, just like up front. I can't see that. This is my, right behind here, my brake drum. It's properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And right next to it is my brake material or brake liner. It's properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It has to have at least 1/4 inch of material. I don't know if we said that up front or not. It's got to have at least 1/4 inch of brake material. Okay. Okay. Out here, we got duals. Okay. This is called bud space. B-U-D-D. So it's not properly manicured. All we care about is even all the way around. It's even all the way around. There's nothing lodged in here. Get something lodged in here, wood, big rock or something, they'll get your tires hot and blow them out. So we'll make sure there's nothing lodged in here. This is my tire, properly manicured, no crack, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. It's worn level. Has to be at least 2 30-second tread depth, and it can be a recap. Okay, now I just point to this one and say, I'll do this one the same way. Okay, over here is my valve stem, somewhere under here. There it is. Okay, this is my valve stem right there. It's properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken. This is where I check my air pressure with a gauge. Sure you say with a gauge. We don't want you kicking tires anymore. And this air in these tires should be 95 to 105 psi. Okay? This is a rim. Everybody knows what a rim is. It's properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It has no illegal welds in it. Again, it's illegal to weld these things. Whatever you want to, I don't know. Here are my lug nuts. Worked all of them. They're all present. Properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken. No sign of looseness, which could be shiny spots or rust streaks right around here. This is an axle seal. It's not a hub seal. It's an axle seal. It gets its oil from the differential on the axle. So it's properly manicured, not cracked, bent, or broken, has no leaks. Everything else on the truck is hub seal. This is axle, drive axle, okay? All right. Let's go. Depending where you come from. much left to me. So it's properly secured. No brazen balls. The touch cannot be more than 8 inches off the ground. You don't want to throw rocks if the car's going by you. Over there, there's lights and tail lights. Okay. The properly secured. They're clean and clear, not cracked or broken. They are red in color, and they do 4 things. Okay. They're brake light, turn signal, 4-way flasher, and running light. Right above that are 2 red reflectors. They're properly secured and not cracked, bent, or broken. That's it, they're red in color. That's all of B. Okay, now if you do Form C is a little bit different. Examiner's going to tell you, I want you to examine all the components, connect the tractor to the trailer, and you do the trailer 1 axle in the back. Okay? The components that took the tractor trailer, that's called a coupling system. If you draw A or B, tell me you're done, I'll tell you to do the coupling system. C, the coupling system is part of it, just like I said. We're going to do C, which starts out with a coupling system. Okay? These are my airlines coming out of the truck. They're properly secured, they're not cracked, bent, or broken, they have no leaks. See, these are my airlines. Red one, blue one, red one's emergency line, blue one's service line, always. So they're properly secured, they're not cracked, bent, or broken, they have no leaks in either one of them. Okay? This is my electrical line. Green is always your electrical line. Properly secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and it has no loose wires or bare spots. Okay? Up here, these 2 things, here and here, them are my glad hands. Okay? They're properly secured, they're not cracked, bent, or broken, they have no leaks. Got a leak, it'd be right here where these gaskets go together on each of these. The emergency line, no matter whether it's red or black, emergency line is always on this side, service line is always over here. Okay? Lots of times these are black hoses. Sometimes you got an E on here that says emergency line, have an S on that one for service line. Okay? So that's pretty much that part. We need to get under there. Alright, this is a sliding 5th wheel. Okay? Now you want to be sure the first thing you tell me, we have proper clearance between the landing gear and the back of this tractor. Pull too forward, too far, make a hard turn, you'll catch the back of that tractor with the landing gear in the back, right back there. Okay? Alright, let's start here. There's my airline for my sliding 5th wheel. They pull the trigger on this thing in the cab. So it's properly secured, no brazen balls are cut, and there's no leaks. This is my platform right here. It's properly secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Okay, there are my mounting bolts all along the top there. They're all present. They're properly secured, they're not cracked, bent, or broken. Right there, this actuator are my locking pins for the sliding 5th wheel. See them right there? They're properly secured, they're not cracked, bent, or broken. They are locked in place. And make sure they're locked in place. You don't want to lose this trailer. Take 2 big wreckers to lift up each side, 1 on each side, and you'll back under it and you'll probably spend $1,000. So make sure those locking pins are locked in place. Right above it, there's my release arm. See the handle right there? My release arm is properly secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It is in and locked in place. It actually locks the locking jaw around the shank of the kingpin. So if it's pulled out, it'll be pulled out way out here. So it's in and locked in place, okay? Right above it, that is my 5th wheel skid plate, okay? It's properly secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. It's fully lubricated. Right above that, big piece of steel is a trailer apron. It's properly secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Right between them 2, tell me there's no gap between the skid plate and the apron, okay? Right next to it, the release arm is a pivot pin. The little pivot pin right there next to the release arm. It's properly secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Alright, let's go in the back. Okay, right up there, and that skid plate is an opening. Can't really see it much, right there. Okay? Right there is my kingpin of my trailer. It's properly secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And the locking jaw around it is locked around the shank of the kingpin. Okay? It's got to be locked around the shank. If it wasn't, you'd see that gap we were talking about. Okay. I've pulled this tractor out from under the trailer so we can see the coupling system a little better. They're all hooked up and dark under there. So this is a sliding 5th wheel. Okay, be sure you tell me the proper clearance between the back of this tractor and the landing gear of the trailer. Okay, this is my airlines right here. The proper mount steer, no braces, bolts cut, and there's no leaks. This is my platform right here. It's proper mounted steer, not cracked, bent, or broken. These are my mounting bolts all along there. They're all present. They're proper mounted steer, not cracked, bent, or broken. This is my locking pins. Okay, this one locks this together. They're securely locked in place. So this is my locking pin. The proper mounted steer, not cracked, bent, or broken, is securely locked in place. Okay, you don't want to lose your trailer. Okay, this is a pivot pin. Proper mounted steer, it's not cracked, bent, or broken. Okay. This is my skid plate. Okay, the release arms on the other side. We'll get to that in just a minute. This is my fifth wheel skid plate right here. It's properly mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's fully lubricated. Right above it, boom, up there is the trailer apron. Just a big chunk of steel. Sits down on top of this. That's my trailer apron there. Properly mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And it sits down on top of this. But tell me there's no gap between this and the trailer apron. Okay? All right, let's go around to the other side. This is my release arm. Proper mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And you're going to tell me it's in and locked in place. And this one is out and unlocked, which means the locking jaws is locked around, shake, and kingpin. So it's unlocked, so it's pulled all the way out. You're under a trailer, be all the way in here, okay, securely locked in place. Go back here in the middle. We couldn't see it all back there, but we can see it here. Okay. Okay, this is where it all happens. There's your locking jaws right beside us, right there. Okay. You have a shank on the kingpin, which means it's big. It has a shank, smaller area, and then it's big on the bottom. Its shank or a small area fits right in where that extrusion is sticking out. And then the big piece sits on top, and the big piece sits underneath it. That locking jaw pops around it, locks it in place, so you can't lose it, okay? So that's what that guy looks like. Can't see the locking jaws, are in there, locked in place, okay? Okay. Now we've done the coupling system, which is part of C. We're gonna finish up the trailer, okay? This is a bulkhead. Some people call it a header board. Proper mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Make sure all of these rivets all the way up are in place. No hole up there. Get a hole up there, at least you'll spray insulation in your trailer. Worst case scenario, you'll peel off some of the sheet metal or the top of the trailer. So make sure there's no hole up there and all these rivets are in place. Okay? Also in the trailer, every trailer has two clearance lights on each side. There's proper mounted secured, they're clean, clear, not cracked, or broken, they're amber in color, and they are clearance lights. See them at the top. This is my DOT reflective tape. Can't go get reflective tape from the dollar store. This has a DOT number, a certain reflective value. You got to use genuine DOT reflective tape. Okay, and it has to be only 50% coverage down the side of the train. Not 100%, just 50%. Okay? Let's go back here. Remember we're doing C, none of that stuff exists. This is my trailer frame. You can pinch it, that little thing right there. It's my trailer frame. It's proper mounted secured, and it's not cracked, bent, or broken, as you can see down the side of the trailer there. Okay? Underneath here, all these little rivets hook up what we call cross members. Okay. Underneath here, and under here. All the way back there are my cross members. Okay, they're all present. Cross mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Okay? Okay. This is my landing gear. Proper mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. This is my landing gear foot. Proper mounted secured, it's not cracked, bent, or broken. It must be fully retracted all the way up. Not you have it hanging down there across the railroad track. Well, I'm going to grab that railroad track. That wouldn't be a bad day. That's my crank handle. Landing gear crank handle. It cranks that thing up and down. It's proper mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's resting in the cradle. That's her cradle right there. Okay? Go back here. Here's back here, here's an indicator light. Okay, it's proper mounted secure. It's clean and clear. It's not cracked or broken. It's amber in color, excuse me. Indicator light has to indicate something. What this indicates is run the light, turn signal, four-way flash. Okay, that's all it does. Okay, let's go back here. My brake lines running back on the trailer, run to the back of the trailer where the suspension is and the air brakes are. So you're going to tell me they are proper mounted secured and there's no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, and they have no leaks. We'll make sure they're not dragging on the ground. Okay, this is a sliding tandem. See all the holes there? Tell me it's properly mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. And these are the locking pins. So these locking pins are properly mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and they're locked in place. Okay, this is your, usually it's a release arm, and this time it's a release button. That means properly mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken, and it is locked in place. Okay. Down here we have our suspensions, a little bit different in this truck. Okay. This is a torque arm hanger. Okay, right there. Front torque arm hanger, properly mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. I would do the rear torque arm hanger the same way. In the middle, obviously, is the torque arm. Properly mounted secured, it's not cracked, bent, or broken. Right above it, it's an air ride suspension on this trailer. This is my airbag. Okay, it is properly mounted secured, no abrasion, bulges, cuts. It has no leaks. The only thing left on suspension in this trailer is this guy right here. Okay, that is a shock absorber. Got one right in the middle of the trailer. It's properly mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. It has no leaks. This thing has hydraulic fluid in it. If it's leaking, it'd be right here in the middle of it. Okay. Again, we're going to do our brake chamber, dual brake chamber right here with clamps. Clamp there, clamp there. Okay. It's properly mounted secured. This is my dual brake chamber. Properly mounted secured. It's not cracked, bent, or broken. It has no leaks. This is the air line. There's two air lines. It's a double brake chamber. Two air lines. They're properly mounted secured. Okay, there's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on them, and there's no leaks. Remember, on the back of every brake chamber is a slack adjuster and push rod. There's the double brake chamber right there. This is the slack adjuster and push rod right here. There's the push rod, slack adjuster right there. But properly mounted secured. Okay, it's not cracked, bent, or broken. If the brake's released, cannot pull this push rod more than 1 inch. So this push rod, here's the slack adjuster right here. A little bit different looking. That's what it is. Back of every brake chamber is a slack adjuster and push rod. Okay, this is our brake drum right here. Everybody knows what a brake drum is. It's properly mounted secured. Okay, so brake drum is right there. Well, you can see that little guy. My brake drum right there, properly mounted secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. This right here is my brake liner, the material. Properly mounted secured, no brake cracked or broken. It has to have at least a 1/4 inch material. We have duals. We got, what do you call that? Bud space. B-U-D-D, not butt, bud. B-U-D-D. Even all the way around. Nothing lodged in it because the tires will get hot and blow out. This is my tire. It's properly mounted secured, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. One level. Has to be 2/32 tread depth, and it can be a recap. Every tire on here can be a recap, except the drive tires have to be a virgin tire. Okay? Then we'll look under here. Now we don't have a valve stem to check the air pressure with a gauge. So what are we going to do? Well, this is a constant air supply for the tire. Airline goes through here, goes through the hub seal, connects to the airline behind it. Keeps this tire constantly 95 to 105 psi. So that's what these guys do. Okay, so there's no valve stem. There's a valve stem, but it's covered up with these guys are hooked up to it. Okay, There it is right there if you want to see it. Okay. There's a valve stem with this line hooked up to it. This line is proper band secured. It has no brazier bolts cut and there's no leaks. This is a hub seal. Proper band secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Okay, it has no leaks. Okay, there's oil in it. I need to check the oil. I can pull this off and check that oil. Okay, this is my rim. Just like up before. Proper band secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Has no illegal walls on it. These are lug nuts. Point to all of them. All my lug nuts are present. They're proper band secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. No sign of looseness, which would be shiny spots or rust streaks right around one of these lug nuts. Okay? Alright, see what we got back here. Remember, this tire doesn't exist. Just do one axle on the back. Here is my mud flap. Mud flap. Proper band secured, no brazier bolts or cut. Cannot be more than 8 inches off the ground. Usually run 2 to 8 inches. Cannot be more than 8 inches. Okay. Okay, back here. The only thing that's not red back here is this little light here. This is a ABS light. It's the only thing amber, so if the driver looks back there and sees something amber back there, he knows he's got an ABS problem with the trailer. So it's proper master and they're clean and clear, they're not cracked or broken. It is amber in color. It's a running light. Proper master, clean, clear, not cracked or broken. And it says red in color. Just a running light. Okay, so I'd like to start at the top, work my way down. There's the top up there, way up there. It's 5 running lights. Not prayer flags, they're running lights. Proper master, they're clean and clear. I cracked or broken, they are red in color. This is my door. Proper master, not cracked, bent, or broken. It's closed or latched. I'm going to make sure this door is latched. You don't want to lose your load going down the highway. Okay? This is my DOT bumper. Proper master, not cracked, bent, or broken. Has to have 100% coverage of DOT tape on the back. Okay? Let's do these tail lights. Like this. These are my tail lights. No touching one of them. Just do like this. These are my tail lights. They're proper master. Clean, clear, not cracked or broken. They're red in color. They do 4 things. They're brake lights, turn signal, four-way flasher, and running light. Okay? And that's all of me on the seat. That's all I see. One thing, before you say you're done, you can walk around and look. If you find something you forgot, and you can give that to them, tell them about it, point to it, you'll get the point for it. Like on B, what did we forget? Anybody know? The exhaust system's on the other side. Okay, so make sure you know where the exhaust system is. If you're using this tractor, exhaust system's on the other side. Proper manicure, it's not cracked, bent, or broken, and it has no soot or rust streaks, indicates something's loose. Okay? Okay, when you're done with A, B, or C coupling system, you tell me you're done. One day I want you to do an external light check. It means you're going to turn on all the lights up front while I stand up here. Tell me what you're doing. Don't hang out the door. I'll go to the back, do the same thing again, and make sure you do the brake light. Okay? I'm going to do an external light check. You're supposed to ask me if I'll help you. That's what DOT says. Will you help me? Yeah, I'll help you. So we're going to go up here. Come here. Come on. Okay, I'm going to stand here. You're going to be inside there. You're going to do an external light check. You're going to be sitting in there. Turn your lights on. You don't have to turn your key on. Do not start the truck. I'm standing in front of you. Don't start the truck. Okay, turn your lights on. I'll point to them. Tell me you're doing your headlights. I'll say okay. High beam. I'll say okay. Four-way flashers. Right turn signal, left turn signal. Okay. Then I'll walk to the back. Do it all again. Remember to do your brake lights in the back. Okay? And that's the external light check. Okay, now when you're through with your external light check, Jim is going to tell you, I want you to do your in-cab inspection. So when you're through with your light check, he's going to be walking up here from the back. You get out, stand right here. When he gets up here, He'll tell you, don't say anything. He'll tell you what to do. They do your in-cab inspection. When he does, you're going to open the door. Open the baggage compartment right here. These are my 3 reflective triangles, 1, 2, and 3. They're not mounted, so they're just clean and clear, not cracked or broken. These are my 6 spare fuses right there. Okay, and then you just close the door. Before you climb in, we got a fire extinguisher right here. This is my fire extinguisher. It's properly mounted secure, it's not cracked, bent, or broken, and is fully charged. Point to the gauge when you say it's fully charged like that. Okay. Now you're going to wait. Don't wait for the examiner to tell you anything. He won't say, oh gee, let's go on or nothing. He won't do anything. You just wait, you get in, wait for the examiner to go around and get in the truck. If you do something before he gets in, you don't get a point for it. So you're trying to accumulate points. Okay? We'll go around and get in, the examiner will go around and get in, you'll climb in here. Okay, and once you get in the truck, first thing you do, just like in your car, is your seatbelt. Okay? The seatbelt is properly mounted secured. Has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on it. And it latches and unlatches. So make sure you don't get trapped in the truck by a seatbelt. Okay? Latches and unlatches, has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on it. Now you're going to do what we call a safe start. You're in a 10 speed. Put it in neutral, shake that, make sure the examiner can see it. Push the clutch in, start the truck. We don't have all that stuff. We're going to make sure it's in neutral. The gauges are engaged. We'll turn this on, let the ABS light is right there. Okay. Once the gauges cycle, then start the truck. Okay, we're going to let the air pressure build up while we're doing the rest of the inspection. Okay. Alright, now we're waiting for the air pressure to build up so we can do air brake test. We're going to do an in-cab inspection. Don't wait for the examiner to tell you to do the air brake test. That's all part of it. These are my mirrors. Okay, they're properly mounted secure. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. They're adjusted to me. Okay? Use the hand thing. These are my windshield. It's properly mounted secure. It's clean, clear, not cracked or broken. It has no illegal stickers on it. Doesn't matter if you've been to Yellowstone or not, you can't have a sticker on a commercial vehicle. There's my windshield wipers. They're properly mounted secure. They're not cracked, bent, or broken. There's the blade on the windshield wiper. It has no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. It's pressed against the windshield. Okay? So you want to tell me it's pressed? Not any good if they're not pressed against the windshield. Okay. There's my windshield wipers. They work. There's my windshield washer. It works. Okay? Now we're going to work our way across and then back. First thing we're going to do is defroster. Defroster is not a luxury item on a truck. It has to work. Put it right there. What defrost is. Put your hand up here. Ah, defroster works. Put it right here. There's a little foot thing right there in the middle. Okay, pointing down. Oh, heater works. Okay. Now I'm going to release these brakes so let the air stabilize before we do air brake test. Okay. This is my city horn, it works. It's my air horn, it works. Okay. We're going to come down here and then we're going to start back across. We're going to start turning our lights on. Turn the lights on. Headlights work. High beam works. Left turn signal. Right turn signal works. Four-way flashers work. Okay. Turn your lights off. Now we're going to do our gauges. Okay. This is my water temperature gauge. Okay. Normal operating range is 180 to 200. My depth fluid gauge right here. All them green dots. Depth fluid gauge shows that the tank is full. Okay. This is my oil pressure gauge. Operating range is 20 to 30. Up here is my volts up here. Operating range is 13 to 14 and a half. This is my primary and secondary air gauges. Proper operating range is 120 to 140 PSI. Okay, we're going to get air in their tank, 120 to 140. What I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you I want to do my air brake test. Okay? One thing you have to do is turn the truck off and back on. You have to turn it off so you kill the air compressor. You can't find leaks. The air compressor is running and filling up everything up there. So you're going to turn it off. You have to turn it back on to activate the gauges. Okay? So turn it off. Turn it back on. ABS light, if it's got it last time, you get it now. Let the gauges settle down. Okay, the 3-step air brake test. Don't wait for anybody to tell you to do it. Just keep on going, just like we did here, okay? Now, I'm going to put my foot on the brake for 1 minute. I cannot lose more than 4 psi. Will you time me? Yes, he'll time you. Put your foot on the brake. Time's up. Okay, I did not lose more than 4 psi. Okay? Now I'm going to pump my brakes down until my low air warning light comes on at or above 55 psi. Low air warning light came on at or above 55 psi. Now I'm going to pump my brakes down until my trailer and tractor valve pop out between 20 and 45 psi. Okay, one of them pops out, keep pumping until the other one pops out, just like they did, okay? So my trailer and tractor valve popped out between 20 and 45 psi. That's the end of your air brake test, okay? You got to get them 3 steps right or it's an automatic failure. So now you're going to do a safe start to build up air pressure. Make sure it's in neutral. Brakes just popped out. You already got it turned on, so just start. Now, okay, we've got 120 to 140 psi. My primary and secondary. I'm going to check my trailer brakes. Okay? Trailer brakes are this one, the red one's trailer brakes. If you're going to check it, you got to release the tractor brake. Okay? Put that in. Just put on the brake in this case. Other you put it in low gear if you got a 10 speed. Okay? We do ours, we got a 2 up there. Okay? We'll tug it. Don't say stuck this. Just say trailer brake work. Now I'm going to check my tractor brake. Pull that one out. Push in the trailer brake, okay? Now you're going to give it a little gas. Do it again. Give it a little gas. So my tractor brake works. Now I'm going to check my service brake. Push in this one. See, brakes are unlocked. Pull forward. Brakes on. Service brake worked. Steering wheel didn't pull to either side. Put it back in neutral. Put your brakes on. Tell me I'm done. That's the end of your, okay, that's your pre-trip inspection. Okay? You're done with it. No matter what state you're in, if you do it like we just showed you, you will pass your pre-trip inspection. Okay? So next you'll do your basic control skill test, which is backing up stuff. We'll do that video next. Right now, thank you for joining us. Good luck to you. Feel free to leave me suggestions, questions, answers. I'll try to get to answer all of them. Good luck. Godspeed.